Joe and Gavin Maloof, Maloof brothers who used to own the Sacramento Kings, they put up $880,000 in favor of Floyd Mayweather. The proceeds going to various Las Vegas-based charities. Why that number, Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay.
Good question. I don't know how we arrived at that number. I put in a couple 100,000. Joe put in 300 something. Philip put 300 something. I don't know. It just happened that way.
How many times have you seen Mayweather fight?
Oh, I've seen him probably a dozen times. Most all of his fights. I've seen, and then I've seen him work out. You know, he's my neighbor and a good friend of mine, and so I really know a lot about his game. You know, I'm a boxing enthusiast as well. I watch all boxing, so I understand that. You know, he is probably the greatest counter puncher to ever live. Number one. Number two, he's never lost, as we all know. Number three, he's a little older, and he's been on for a couple of years. And not taking anything away from Conor McGregor, but he's a great fighter too. But I just don't see him switching sports and dominating the best guy that's ever lived.
Give me a scenario where Conor McGregor beats Floyd Mayweather.
Well, I think like everybody else is thinking, he throws one of those haymakers or left hook and just happens to catch him and maybe stuns him. But remember, Floyd has fought a lot of great punchers. He's fought Canelo Alvarez. He's fought Oscar De La Hoya. He's fought Pacquiao. He's fought Maidano. I mean, he's fought a lot of great punchers. So he knows to take a punch, and he also avoids the punch, which so I think early on Conor's going to try to knock him out in the first 2 or 3 rounds, but then I think he'll get gassed.
How do you make this bet? Like, do you call it in, or do you physically have to go make this bet in person?
No, we. Well, what happened was I went and saw Floyd work out, which I always do before every fight. I was there for like 6 hours, and I mean, he looks like he's 20 years old. So I called my brother Joe. I said, "You know what? This guy's gonna win. I mean, he's just gonna win." So then Joe got Philip on the phone. We came together with what we wanted to bet, and then I called Dave Jensen, who's a good friend of mine at South Point. He got a hold of Michael Gunn at South Point, who's the owner. I went down. I said, "Listen, we want to bet $880,000 on Floyd to win $160,000." We went visit with with Michael Gunn, yes, and made out a ticket, and that's it.
Gavin Maloof, he bet a whopping $880,000 on Floyd Mayweather, of course, former owner of the Sacramento Kings with his brothers. What is going to happen to sports gambling in Vegas now that the NFL is coming to town? You know, it's one thing to have the NHL there, but when the NFL comes to town, it feels like now it's full transparency here of the NFL getting into the gambling industry. Do you see that happening? Well,
I don't think the NFL. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of the age-old discussion. Which of the leagues will jump into sports gaming? I don't know. I mean, right now, I think it's handled very well with the local casinos, the sports books. It's highly regulated. It's within the lines of the state of Nevada. So I think it's done very well. And then hockey, I think you'll be able to bet on. I think all of hockey. I think not. I don't know about the Knights, so I can't remember if the Knights will be on the book as well.
Yeah, it just feels like we're getting closer to that, Gavin. That the NFL is sniffing around of how do we get our share out of it. I think all the sports are. It feels like. I don't know if you're going to be able to go like the Premier League where you go to a game and actually can bet when you're there, but it feels like we're heading towards that with the NFL because there's so much money that's being made and a lot of it offshore that the NFL, if it can somehow get a piece of it, why wouldn't you do it?
Seems like that's where they're heading, but I don't really know. I mean, that's the talk, but I guess the ruling's in before the Supreme Court, and I haven't really been following it that closely. I know a lot of the casinos in Las Vegas would probably not want that to happen. They want to keep the sports betting in Nevada. So I'm kind of in between.
Back to the fight for a second here, that I already saw where there was talk of a rematch possibly between Mayweather and McGregor. Yeah. Why would we be talking about a possible rematch when we haven't even seen what the first go round is going to look like? I know follow the money in a lot of these sports and certainly in boxing, but can you see a rematch possibility here depending on what outcome?
Well, I think you just said it, depending on the outcome. I mean, if he gets in there and it's close and it's a great fight and people are excited and maybe, Conor hit him a couple of times and he rocked him a couple of times and it looks like it could go the distance or does go the distance, then you might talk a rematch. But if it doesn't look that way, then why would you talk for a rematch? It wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how this plays out and what sport has more at stake here, MMA or boxing?
Well, the MMA is so powerful. UFC, Dana White's done a magnificent job, as we all know, with the sport and building the sport. I don't think either sport suffers. I think it's just it's the intrigue of UFC going against boxing. I don't think either sport would suffer, to be honest with you, because they're so entrenched and boxing's been around for so many years. I don't think it hurts or hinders either sport.
You going to be nervous on fight night with this kind of money at stake?
Are you kidding? I'm going to be. I told my family. I said I feel like I'm in the ring.
You're going to feel like you were in the ring if you lose.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Gavin, you have to make a bet with me that if Floyd Mayweather loses, that you come on the next day on the show.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, because I'd rather talk to you if you've lost, $300,000. You've won enough. You guys have done okay. But if you win, hey, you know what? The rich got richer. But you guys took a bet. But I'd like to hear from you if by chance Conor McGregor wins this fight.
Right, but now. Our brand, Never Too Hungover, is going to, we're giving away the proceeds to charity.
Yeah.
So the money's not going in our pocket. We've got some great charities, and Never Too Hungover is going to give those away. That's our product. It's doing extremely well throughout the country. And so we're giving the money away, every single penny. And of course, we'll keep the money we invested, but the winnings will hopefully. That's why I'm so nervous, because I want to be able to stand up and give away and help so many people that deserve it.
Gavin, thank you for joining us, and good luck in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Dan. Nice hearing from you.
It's Gavin Maloof, former Kings owner. Yeah, they're giving away the money that they'll make. So they put up their money, and then the money that they would make, the profit, they would be giving to charities here.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.